Hey y'all, I'm Carolina Tony, and today I'm here at home. In fact, I've been at home for a while. Miss Debbie and I are going to take a trip next week. We'll be flying to Las Vegas, renting a car, and spending 20 days on a grand road trip, and you'll get to come with us every step of the way. Should be lots of videos coming up in the next several weeks and maybe months. I don't know. I've kind of fallen behind on making my videos. Of course, a lot of you don't know, but I'll go out on a filming binge and I may shoot 30 or 40 videos in a period of 3 or 4 weeks, and then I'm back home and I edit. But there's a lot of work here to do at home, keeps me from going out. Plus I have a full-time job, and hey, if you guys would watch more video, then maybe I could retire. I don't know. But anyway, I have a full-time job or business that I run. Requires me to be around a lot, especially during the hot months. Plus, there's a lot going on here at home, and I'm going to show you today some of what's been going on. It's what's keeping me busy. Well, here we go. This is my front yard. We built this house in 2011, moved in, and I had sod. I'm sorry I didn't have it. I did it myself. I put the sod down in the middle of July on my hands and knees in the hot blazing sun. It was good for a while. Over the last several years, it has gone to pot. So a couple weeks ago, a buddy of mine came by with his excavator and dug up all the grass, and we have planted new sod. This is zoysia that I have planted. Of course, we've trimmed all of our hedges. That's another thing that keeps me busy. We planted little flowers, and as the summer goes on, these things will get huge. Now, because I have a twist and turning driveway, and yeah, I wasn't thinking when I designed it, but it makes it hard for people to pull in and back in. So, and they would run over my grass and wreck it. So what I did is I added stone along the edges, so if you ran off in the grass, it wouldn't be a big deal. Of course, when we dug this and had the new sod put in, I'm sorry I keep saying had like somebody else did it. I did it, and of course some friends helped, but we added these stone. This was a ton basket that Miss Debbie and I put out last Friday in the rain, and yeah, we got wet, but we was ready to get it done, and it was cool. We added the mulch this week. We had the mulch over here this week, and these stone, I bought a basket of them and put down last week, and I put them down. I don't like the color, so we're going to try to stain them because it doesn't match the rest of them. I'm giving you a little tour as we go along. One of the first things I did when we bought this house or built this house is I built a waterfall. I love the mountains, as most of you know. I have a place in Brevard, which is in the mountains with a view of the Pisgah National Forest. Not much of a view, but I have a little one. But I wanted a waterfall, so I built this waterfall, and it's a pain in the neck. You constantly having to put water in it, so I can just kind of just have it just for looks. But yeah, we did a lot of work here. I still have my low voltage lights that I have to go back and address. And even though I stay on the road a lot, I stay home a lot, so, and I run the business, so there's just a lot going on. And when do I sleep? A few hours a night. That's all, just a few hours a night. Here's my side yard. Now, irrigation. A lot of people tell me you have to irrigate. Well, I also put my irrigation system in. I'll back up and I'll show you this. There's a water line that runs underground, and it's in this area over here and there, and it's basically a pipe that runs around the outside of the yard, so it shoots in as well as it does over here as well. I'll show you a little closer. You have to think about this. A lot of landscapers that do irrigation, this would not probably meet their approval, but here's the line where it runs, very shallow. And there's a small line that runs around. You can see there's a head right there, and when the timer brings it on, it shoots the water over there, and I probably waste some water, but you know, I have to get this grass watered because this is the last time I'm putting sod in this yard. I promise you, it's just too much work. Walking back up the driveway. Again, I said this is a side yard. The irrigation does as well here. It runs around the outside of the flower bed and shoots in. And then I have low pressure water system. I've did a video on that before, and here's the timer for it right there, and those two lines come off and they water my shrubbery or potted plants up on the porch. The two there and the two hanging baskets, and there's a foxtail fern, no, that's an asparagus fern, and that bucket. So a timer comes on twice a day, early in the morning and late in the evening, and waters those plants. We've got a little pot plower there, and the low pressure water gets that, as well as gets those two, I think those are butterfly bushes on each end of the carport, and there's a water line that runs in a crack across the carport there, and gets those hostas there, and those are some hydrangeas that'll go in the ground when we get back from our trip. There's some foxtail ferns there, and they just get whatever they get. I've had those things probably 10 years, and I take them to my shop every winter and put them inside under a grow light, and they stay alive. And I figure, hey, if you're going to try to stay alive for me, then I'll put you out and get you some sun and some natural water. And there's where the carpenter bees had lunch. I haven't replaced that board yet, but I'm going to. We finally found something that we could spray on the wood, and it would discourage the carpenter bees from coming. It wouldn't kill them, it just make them not want to eat. I guess they would taste it and say, hey, this stuff is nasty, and they fly on and go somewhere else. Another one of the things that I've done is I have this stuff on top of my patio. This is kind of like a rubber coating. The patio is cracking bad, and you know, for this place to be no older than it is, that really upsets me that my concrete back here in the back is cracked. But you know, it is what it is. Of course, we got new furniture this year. The old stuff had been here several years, and it got old and nasty, and every stray cat in the neighborhood comes by and jumps up on the cushions and pees on it. So we've got new cushions, and we try to keep the cats run off. You know, listen, they're welcome to come visit, but don't pee on my furniture. I cut my grass about once a week. It doesn't take me but just a few minutes to cut and weed eat. And that's a good thing. Here's our RV shelter. It's where we keep the slide-on camper at that we went to Texas back in January and got froze out. There's my work van, one of them. I have been busy trying to catch up on our preventive maintenance for our customers at my business. I think I have succeeded in doing that. We've had a few calls that come in. I've got one fella that works for me, and he basically helps me out when I'm not around or when I have more to do than I could do by myself. So he's going to be on call while I'm gone. Plus I have a couple other two that work for me part-time. Whenever we need them, we can call them. So hopefully the business will keep on going, and I'll be able to go out and shoot some video and keep you guys entertained and help you see America with Debbie and myself. I hope you've enjoyed our video here of my home. If you did, be sure to give us a big old thumbs up. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends. But until next time, and as always, y'all have a good day.